How you doing, Ralfy here? Ralfy Customs. Fuck. You can't see my breath, but I can. I got a red nose. Anyway, we're on the Buell, pretty much. Yeah, follow along. Let's have a good one. Get on it. So, yeah, it's Bits and Bobs Monday. There's our Paul's handlebars, which you never saw me make, and the spindle, which you did, going off. And this is a sliding scale for a digital readout that I bought and never used, that I've sold to someone else. This was just gathering dust, so we have, yeah, we've got the blower on, off and on, just turned it off because it's fucking cold. We've got the bender out, look, got the old workbench pulled out, with the bending and forming tool on, because today's Bit and Bob Monday, so I need to do some printing out. Come into the orifice, into the inner sanctum. I'll just leave that for you. Yeah, the lights don't flash like that. It's a bit rate on the camera apparently. We've got my whiteboard set up with a load of fucking bits and bobs on, and here we go, everybody. Helmet, sir. Suits you. We like a bit of that, don't we? Alright, now there, those parcels have been attended to. We can look at putting our dens together. So I've got the top yoke, gave it a polish. I'm tempted to give it another polish, but fuck that. I don't want to end up painting it for the 4th time, do I? So, right, first order of operations. I'm going to crack open this, take these caps off. They've been protecting the bearing cubs. And get the yokes fitted on the steering stem, and get the stops fitted on the yoke. So I need to make sure that the bottom of this stem goes through this hole and turns freely in the bottom. I'll show you, look, because we have a recess. Yeah, and I don't mean a break from school for our American cousins. So we have a recess there that sits in, but we also need to be able to put a tool in there and turn it. Yeah, 3/8, I think it is, 3/8 square like, so that we can tighten the bearings down. That's how it works. And then we put a lock nut, M6 grub screw will go in there to secure those once they're all fucking peachy. So that's the first order of operations, I think. That's the first job of the job, like. These fucking, not the prettiest fucking rocker covers in the world. And the well dotter. So, I'm not sure what he's expecting me to do with them. I'm sorry, I'm really badly filming this. I have no idea. I have managed trials and tribulations. Not only did me and Danny have to refit and fit again, like the engine, because of this plate. I've fucking one game to get in to tighten it up. So I've had to take a battery out again to tighten this up. And I must remind myself to tighten the front ones up because they're loose. So they need tightening up. I'll do that, and then I'll put the yokes in, and then I'll fit the forks in, and so on and so forth. So, first things first, a bit of the old fucking stud lock. I'm not going to manage this very well one-handed, but I'm going to put a little drop on each of these. Go on, just so they don't get fucking creeping out. Creeping out, that's like Jim Creep fucking talk. Creeping out. Hoot. We don't want them creeping out. We want them holding the steering stop ring. Missus. Nice and securely. So I'll get those in. which is fiddly at the best of fucking times, let alone when you're trying to do it one-handed. Here we go. The last one. With them being countersunk, you should seat themselves down nicely and hold the steering stop in place, and then the bottom bearing kind of runs on top in the middle there, so it's all good. I always say about these headstock bearings, they're not fucking, they need to be nice and smooth. You don't want to be tracking up the road in various, going everywhere in a straight line, notching it along like, but it's not a fucking wheel bearing. It's not spinning at fucking thousands of RPM. So that's not great, that one. That one is. And that one is 2 out of 4, or 2.5 out of 4. Ain't bad. So off camera, we've fitted the yokes and the bearings, and we've kind of been lucky that this top yoke spins around and misses the frame tube enough to just snug it up, but it's not as tight as, it's not pucker. What I need to do is put a fork tube in to hold them in synchronicity, to hold them in the right place, and then I can put, I can dub my old ratchet in there, look, and give it a proper tweak just to get it snugged up right, proper. So nipped up, that's what I'm after. So I'm going to take this side fork tube on a journey, look. I'm going to demask it and just polish them bits of paint off. I say polish, I'm going to get a bit of acetone on there. That'll fucking get them off, won't it? I think I've got some over here somewhere. So got myself a clean cloth and some acetone, and we'll use that to strip off the overspray and detritus from this tube. Then we can just screw it in the top yoke a bit just to hold everything right while we just tweak the bottom. Or we could actually tweak the bottom after. Might be a better course of action. These have both got to go in, so fuck it, why not get them in? What I need to check is this bane of my life. Stainless steel wedges. Right. They'll go in there. I need to make sure, spoiler alert, they're tight. They're supposed to be. And then if they come through there, look. That's your lot. That really is that simple. Bit of grease on. Same the other side. Fuck it. Let's get them in. They're in. It's just nipped up. This is nipped up. Yeah. It turns freely, but not loosely. I don't really want to tighten it up anymore. And what we'll do next is tighten up these dreaded pinch bowl fucking things. Like so. Bear with. We'll give them a tweak up. Come on, here we go. Give them a nip up. And that is that for the forks, right? No further action. So they're in. Now, looking at where the front wheel spindle is, he's got to fuck off back quite a bit to get that in. Which is, not sure about that. We'll see. We'll see. I was hoping to get a front wheel in next. And then go from there, like. But I'm not sure. It's going to sit on this stand for the duration. I might fit a load of stuff up that I can do in the middle here, like. And then go from there. So, I'm back from reviewing footage in the office, and I've come to the conclusion that there's not the right fucking fittings. I've found some nice stainless nylock nuts, and I've had a collection of bits. I think these were spacers that sat behind, which is shitty. They're just made out of mild steel. And I think that the bolts just rattled around in these rubbers. I've got no sleeves to sleeve out from these bolts to those rubbers. I've fucking look. I ain't gone. I've had everything out. I've reviewed the footage of all the strip down and all the work that I've done on it up until this point, and there's nothing on there that's telling me that there's some bushings that have gone walkies. So I'm looking at making some. I'm looking at replacing those in stainless steel. Yeah, and they're for these M8, so same size, M8 hole, M8 bush. Well, they're 5/16, so M8 will clear it. And then we need an outer, the same as that, the inner of that rubber. Maybe a flange on it. So I'm gonna have a measure up and I'm gonna look for some stainless, and you can join me on the lathe. Yeah. Alright, here we go. What I'll do, I'll wind it in until it touches, and then keep going until the scale that you can't quite see reaches 10. And I know in total I want 2 pieces at 20mm long, plus 3mm for the parting tool cut. So I want this to look at 23ish, maybe a little bit more, because we'll carry this all through into the next one. And there's 20. So we'll go 24, 26 to allow for everything creeping and settling down when we first started drilling. We'll come back to 10, we're not quite there, look. That would be there, so we are actually, bear with, 10, 20, 25 deep. A little bit more, just for good measure. Now I can break that edge yet again. Don't know why I did it the first time. Break that edge. Slow things down. And get geared up. Hurry up. I'm undoing something that's already undone. Get geared up for parting off. Which we want 3/4 of an inch, 20mm. This is about sorry, 3/4 of an inch is 19mm. I mean, these are just spaces that bolts go through. We're going to copy that then, not over there. Like so. Little bit of oilio. Just stop that and back out and break that edge. Regular viewers will have seen me throw a washer down into the swarf on the last video. We won't be doing that again today, I'm afraid. So, like that. That goes in there. See how mangled up the end of that brush is from where I've been doing this. And Bob's your answer. So we'll do another one of those, and then we'll go on to the top hat type things. Now then, what's happened here is this, I'm on my second lapel microphone. Get yourself a lapel microphone, Ralfy. We can't hear you properly when you just use the one that's in your phone. It's been fine for the last however many fucking years. So, my second lapel microphone has gone a wanker and left me in the shit. If you notice the sound quality, the voice quality of the last few bits and bobs have been a bit fucking warbly, hasn't it? I think it's degraded and finally given up the ghost. So we'll see about either replacing it or just going back to using my phone for everything. Like so. Anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm making those top hat bits out of a bit of bigger stainless. Yeah, it's like 30mm on the OD, and we're going to turn it down in 2 cuts down to 12.5mm diameter and 12.5mm long, with a 8mm hole up it and a 2mm flange on one end. So I'll shut up, I'll zoom in, and you can watch me just finish those off quickly like. So there you have it. There's 2 top hats that go in the rubbers. That there weren't any, and I'll find out later it's because they'll be fucking tight once I come to fit it. And there's 2 stainless spacers that go between the back mount on the oil tank and the buckets on the frame. So that should focus. Look at that, not quite faced up enough, but no one will ever see it, and it's not a bearing surface, it's just a spacer, and certainly better than this bit of seamed tube that was cut off and painted black and in there when I first stripped it down. Right, so here we go with the last bit of this. We're just looking at the nuts. We're going to change them over. It had these black steel ones on when I stripped it down. We found then some nice shiny nylocks that I'm going to put in place, and they should hold it in properly, and the job will be... This one belongs to Mr. Clint. You'll have to wait and see what happens with that. So, hey. Right, here's an area for sorting out this plastic chain cover type thing sat on that bottom stud, and then that top hole through an hole that someone's drilled in it. And there's also a rough corner. The back corner, this back corner, had a cable tie and a runner that held it against the frame, which is not ideal, but if that's what we've got to work with, then that's what we've got to work with. Kind of sits like that. Not kind of, it actually sits like that. So this I can live with, this bottom I can live with, although it's spaced out with, fucking get off. It's spaced out with a load of washers in there. This ain't long enough, it's the problem. So I'm tempted to make a better one, the right length. Right, so we're going to make a new one of these minus the washers that stick on it, right? That were stuck on it, I should say. So there it is. I'm just going to take a light pass. I know it's white, not black, but it don't matter. It's not even seen. And it's closest I've got to size. So I'm just literally going to take a quick clean up pass. If I'm in gear, hold on. There we go. Like so. Quick light skim, just to make it nice and smooth. About 37 mil, I think we want. So I can do it with a ruler. There we go, that's plenty. So out with that. Break the edge, like so. And now we'll come in with 1/2 inch drill bit, which I'll back out so I can see 10 on my gauge that you can't see. And now we want, what did I say, 37, so I'll say 40. So this needs to reach 50 my end, which won't make a lot of sense to you, but I'm starting at 10 on my gauge. There's a gauge on the slide light. So here we go. There's 40, another 10 millimeter there. Nice and steady. We don't want to melt things up, do we? 50. Although to be fair, in this temperature, I doubt very much that we could. Fucking freezing. Break that. And now we just need to switch the tools out, pop that off, and Bob's your answer. So get that in, touch it on the end, like that, 0 me read out. And now we want 37 plus the tool, which is 40 there. And yes, she blows, Captain. Clean the makers up. and come to popper. There we go, sorted. So that's replaced that black plastic spacer with its bunch of washers with its mates like. So now we've just got one clean single thing, like it's already dirty because of my fingers, but you know what I mean. Right, so that's fitted. You can see a glimpse of the white shining through, but we're good. That's fitted, we're good. It ain't a perfect fit, this cover, to be fair, like, but it is what it is, you know. I need to find this spacer for the bottom bit and get that clipped up on there. And then that's another part in the jigsaw completed. Right, so we have the umbilicus, the spinal column, the fucking wiring. Look, what I've done, I've tried to keep it together when I've stripped it with very little cuts because it all kind of plugs into itself. So I've labelled the junctions and they're better halves, although they're all one of a kind, so there should be very little confusion there. And looking at what I've got, I think this is the battery box area, the oil tank like area. Not sure about this. That must be in there as well or something like it. In fact, that's the fucking main charging, so that's definitely something like it. And this bit goes forward, I guess, to the headlight because it's got headlight written on it and it looks like it does. It's also got the indicators, these indicators on there, so there's something there, isn't there? They're not actually attached, are they? Look, there. 5. Is that a 4? No, 6. Oh, there you go. So it's 5 and 6, look. Which we'll have somewhere. We'll have a 5 and a 6. Fucking hell. So I know that they go to the battery. That's a battery positive, battery minus, so that is definitely battery box area. That's the on, there you go, which is battery box area. So all of this kind of goes in that middle bit there. We'll try and lay it on and work it out before we get anything else bolted on, I think, because we don't want to find out that we've bolted something on that's in the fucking way now, do we? So, fuck about. Yeah, it is as much of a mess as it looks. It's not really. What I can't get my head around is I've forgotten that these two wires can only have run up this tube because they connect up here under the tank. There's no way that they could have run down and up and connected here, which is where I would have done it to keep it looking neat and tidy. Not sure how I feel about that. I might end up chopping them out and cleaning them up and changing a few bits and bobs, like, but we'll see. Got the handlebars on because I needed to get the wires for the buttons and the brake light switch sorted out. And now the only one I've not got connected that I don't know is this P. I'll have a P bob. So I'm hoping that goes to the back. Oh God, the rear fender, man. It's not a fender. It's not a guitar, is it? We're English, you know. So I'm going to check that, and if that's that, then we're all good. I know this goes to the coil. I know they go to the horn, which mounts on there, and everything else is pretty much connected, apart from this fucking mess here that goes into the headlight, that goes high, low, and fucking etc. So I don't know why we've got thicker wire than the charging wire going to the headlight, but we have. So what's that? Another mystery. If someone else's wiring ethic, like. Right, we're off to the hospital to get a chest x-ray, kids. Top tip, don't get fucking lung disease. Right, that's that. Find out in a week or so whether there's any more signs of damage on the old fucking pink and fluffies. Fingers crossed, eh? We'll be right. Right, we have a bit of a battle on our hands. Unfortunately, these are being replaced, so don't worry that the wiring looks shoddy. And the coil is not yet fitted, and neither is the rear light and everything that goes with it. But when we turn the ignition on, we have starter button under here. Find it there. And we have UTA. And we have indicator one side and indicator the other side. What I can't make work is the fucking front light headlight. Nothing. Nothing. No, nothing. And I'm sure it's this switch, which is connected as it was. You know, there's nothing missing, so it can take a little while, this can. Aha! Ralfy Holmes here. Sherlock Ralfy. We've got one fucked light switch. There you go. Snapped off there, and it don't switch between the two outer ones. The middle one's a common light, so that's toast. Need to get a new one to go in there, in that hole. And the ignition switch itself ain't great. It is on my brief. But I managed to hotwire the white lights and they work, and high-low works, and the indicators work, and everything works. It just took a bit of fucking tracking down. So I'm going to order a new switch and a new ignition switch, because I'm not sure the one I've got. No, the one I've got will do it. Of course it will. It's just on off, isn't it? Of course it is. So happy days. We can do that. I'm going to change the switch out for this. Here we go. And order a new micro toggle switch for the lights. So I've took the rear, those nice stainless ones you saw me do a voiceover about. I've had to set them off so I can wriggle and tiggle and fuck about dropping the tank down a bit. The lighting's awful. To get the old switch out, and we've soldered some spade ends on with some silicone insulation and modified. We've took one connection clean off. This ignition switch works on 3 positions, so it's off, then, excuse me, on, which it is now, and then you can turn it again for a starter, so it turns and clicks back like. We're not using that function, we've got a button underneath, haven't we? Yeah. And I'm happy to announce that we have lights. Look, again, if we hotwire this switch, fucking hell, steady. If we hotwire this switch, we'll just flick it, like so. You can hear the solenoid. Listen, that's the solenoid. Did you hear that? That goes, and we have lights. And I've checked the handlebar switch. Works this, which is a latching relay. So you tap it once, low beam, tap it again, high beam, and there she stays like. So just turn this off. So I'll get that fitted back in, get one of those ordered. I need to measure the stem, although the hole on it, the hole in the fucking oil tank, battery tray box thing's big. Probably get a bigger one in that I've not got either. Let's have a look. I've got one. I've got something over here like. Oh, no, fuck that. That was a lot smaller in my head. That's not going to fit in there. So, yeah. The electrics, although it don't look like it, are actually all working now. I just need to put that in the old light, put these mounts back in, and await that switch. And then we can kind of go from there. In the meantime, I can fit up pretty much the rest of it. I might In fact, I think I will probably do the electric Clicktronic next, because that needs wiring in, so I may as well do that one, fucking about with electric. So there you go, yeah, fucking microphone issues. The bane, editing and fucking about with digital media is the bane in my life. Join me at the end of the week when we'll hopefully see the Buell just about done.